Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me running? Is that where you're going?
This is Jimmy's podcast, season 9 of the podcast. We're coming back for more. I bet you never thought we'd last this long. Breaking news, show reviews, rubber boots, reacts, and lots of social media crap. And if nothing else, you know we're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a laugh. This is the podcast.
Pledge allegiance to the flag, whatever flag they offer. It's like, it's an awesome song, but it's like about a cheesy like sci-fi movie.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. By the way, Paul Carrick was the lead singer of the band at the time. Mike and the Mechanics.
Was there a Mike? Was there a
Mike Rutherford of Genesis?
Was it from Mike and the Mechanics?
That's Mike and the Mechanics. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Do Mike and the Mechanics sing "Say It Loud"?
That's the same band. Yes.
That song makes me cry.
It does.
It's a great tune.
I weep openly.
Great tune.
I know.
Also Paul Carrick. Yes.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Like that is one of the more beautiful songs ever about fathers and
living
sons.
years.
The living years.
Yeah.
But your dad's alive.
Yeah. But it would have been better if you wasn't.
You'd like the song more.
You can still think about him dying, though.
You can still get sad about that.
Those are happy times.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Rubber Boots Podcast. When did it start? I think it started when we started talking about
The living
Mike
years.
and the Mechanics.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
It started there.
Hard to say. Although me and Puffy were having our own side conversation for a little while, so
That's right.
we'll see what happens.
I just want to say this morning, Lester and I spent the morning, Lester a little longer than me because I was late, at the Salvation Army.
Yes.
Nice.
Separating toys for underprivileged children. You were not there.
I didn't know
There was an email.
Thanks for an invite.
All staff email saying if you wanted to volunteer your time. Lester and I obviously volunteered our time. You did not volunteer your time for the children.
Which children?
So you
Stop the
so hold on.
Stop this!
feel like
Start it
I-
over again.
Is Chris Hansen coming in here?
Hold on. You golf with Puffy. You do charity work with Lester.
What do I do
Where
with
does that
you?
leave me?
Sex. Just gonna do the sex with you.
Sex clubs.
It was actually very nice to spend our time there. In fact, I was contemplating doing a little shame pod so we could shame the both of you, Puff and
I actually
stuff.
think things like that is more selfish.
Yeah,
You're doing that
that's
for
disgusting.
yourself to think you're
I'm
better
actually
than the rest
I'm
of us.
repulsed by the
It's
both
actually
of you.
a selfish act. I separately, I do it anonymously. I
I was
don't
going
tell
to say,
people
have
about
you
my
ever
charity.
heard me brag about all the charity work that I do, the extensive
look
work
at
that
me.
I do? Well, look at me, guys.
Well, you know what-
I put a toy in the box.
When the bosses are watching, look who's front and center, you two.
Well, you know what's even worse is that I didn't think I could go because I had to drive Darian to the airport this morning, and then I had an appointment way out in the West End, and so I knew I was only going to make it and it was 9 to 12.
Yes.
So I thought I might only make it for 11:30. So I was already in my mind, wheels turning. Look how bad that would look if I just showed up at the end. I was there for an hour and 15 minutes.
That was good.
So it wasn't too bad. But imagine if I just showed, because there was a picture at the end, and like walk in 5 minutes for the photo.
Okay, so how long do you think you needed to be there to
Make it an official
to
appearance?
go into the picture to feel like you belonged?
everybody was there for the entire time except for me, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it was a 9 to 12 shift.
Okay.
Yeah, there was whispering. Look at Duffy.
I didn't say yes at first because I thought that I didn't think I could go, and then Laner sent me an email last night saying, "Can you make this?"
Yeah.
And I said I can't make it until like the last hour and a bit. And he said just come anyway. So there you go.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there, yeah,
was
no.
Dregs there?
No. The only the on-camera personalities were Bob Weeks, the legend.
Of course, Bob is one of the nicest guys out
Bump.
there.
He was there for the whole shift. And
Isn't he run?
he ran the entire time
No, he's
around
Bump.
with the toys.
I thought Bump was...
Bump and run.
Yeah.
Bump
I
and run.
said, did he just run?
Weeksy's run.
Wait, Weeks' run. That's
Oh,
what
Bump is Bump. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Bump is
We
Bump.
have talked about this Bump on the podcast forever. I got confused.
How would Bump not be Bump?
I got confused. Clever fool.
Clever.
Wasn't thinking for a second.
So hold on, with Rido there?
No.
Actually,
No.
He just got props for being there. Everyone knows him as Bump.
Guess what?
And
That's
now
what
they
I'm
all
saying.
think he was there
you
giving
know
out
what?
toys.
For a moment, I forgot it was called Bump and Run, and I just thought it was called Bump and Bump. Yeah, no.
I want it to be made perfectly clear that Jamie Rydell was not there. He's not getting credit for charity work that he didn't do.
Let's do this charity shaming correctly.
So Bob Weeks, Bump. No, he's run.
No, he's run. Yes, he's run.
Sarah Davis,
Okay, nice.
always there for the children. Is that it?
I mean, if you want to count the bar,
Corwin.
Corwin.
Of course, Corwin's a big star.
Was DZ there?
DZ was not there.
there.
He was not there.
Corwin, by the way,
Thought he
did you
would've
just
been
see the other day? I had never seen Corwin when Alphonso Davies scored the goal.
Yeah.
Corwin was right behind the net.
Okay.
I
so
don't
was
mean
he
in the crowd
picture?
behind the net. I mean standing
Well,
5 yards
he
behind
was
the
working
net.
for the FIFA.
Yeah,
was
he's
like
in the photo, and his actual home video of the goal is the greatest home video you will ever see. Like, because he's 5 yards behind the net.
Oh, wow.
So you see the
And
cross from
he's a good
Tajon.
camera guy.
Yeah, he's excellent at what he does.
I had a video of Davies' penalty miss. Not as good.
From 150 yards away. I think I have that same one. Anyway, the point I wanted to make was to not gloat about Leicester's incredible charity work. But I had forgotten, I think that as I've gotten older and my kids have gotten older, Christmas loses its zest.
A little bit.
Right? The presents are different. And, you guys, you still
We're
have
still
your
in
kids
it a
are
little bit.
somewhat-
Austin still believes.
Somewhat young enough. Yeah, he still believes. That's amazing. Well, he's on the
Well,
verge.
we've told them it's like once you stop believing, those presents disappear. So you better believe.
It is a horrible thing what we do to kids at Christmas time. But like all the toys, like some of the toys are still the toys that we had when kids.
Okay.
And that's what we spent the morning doing.
Yeah.
So like, Hot Wheels. I haven't picked up Hot Wheels in a while.
Yeah.
And all these really fun toys that I used to have. And
There was Lego there.
Lego.
Like good Lego,
Star
too.
Wars stuff. Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah,
nice,
people
nice.
give nice gifts to give
Yeah,
away to people,
that's
which
good.
is awesome. So basically, all you do is you take all these presents that people donate, and you have to sort them into like boys 3 to 6, boys 7 to 9, girls 3 to 6. Then I was also the other thing that it made me question my gender all the gender rules, because
sure.
here I was like throwing like the Tonka trucks in the boy thing, and then I said, wait a second. It's a new world order. The girls might like the truck.
For sure.
So then I started to change my,
That's a very good point you make there, because that was something that was discussed earlier.
Did they mention it to you?
We talked a little bit about gender roles and presence. Yeah.
Did the actual organizer person say, hey, you can put these anywhere?
Let's think about that. Yeah.
So
That's what happens when you miss
But
orientation.
do they
it's when you're 2 hours late.
Do they write like? Do you have certain wrapping paper for certain gifts?
No, there's
Like,
no
was
wrapping
there a-
paper. There's no wrapping paper at all.
there isn't.
We're sorting the toys
In
raw.
fact, you have to
Like, yeah.
unwrap presents that have been wrapped by people to donate to the thing, because you need to know what it is so it goes to the
Yes,
appropriate
exactly.
child.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But there's
Will
lots of
they
stuff-
wrap them eventually, or how does that work?
I'm not sure. I don't know about
I'm
that.
guessing they just distribute a few toys to needy
Yeah.
folks, and then they
go
wrap
from
them and
there.
decide what kids get them.
Yeah, I don't
whatever.
think they'd be in the business of wrapping at this point.
But I think what was the number they threw out? 54,000 kids will get
54,000 kids will get kids.
toys.
That's
because of
amazing.
it?
Toys, which is
Well,
great.
well done by you guys.
And we-
No,
Everyone
no,
else
no.
took part.
What I was kudos to all the people that donate, and it actually made me think. If I have time, I'd like to get my kids. We were talking about how spoiled my kids were
Yeah.
earlier, and go down and volunteer for a couple of
sure.
hours. Like
You know
on the
what?
weekend or
I'll
something.
say,
maybe
you know,
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a good thing?
That
to
would
do
be a
Christmas
really
Eve?
good thing.
Look, I mean, we went down there as a company, and I appreciate that. But I was really actually glad to be there. Number one, it was just great to see our folks. We don't. I mean, Jimmy was there and everything. And I see him all the time. But there's other folks that I had, like a Corn, for example. I'd never seen Corn. I'd never met Sarah Davis till today, for example. There's that. I'm having a chat with Weeksy, talking about what he's up to.
There's a lot of a lot of bonding that you guys missed out on.
A lot of bonding. So it was
It's a
just
shame.
nice. It was
It's a
nice for
shame,
that,
really.
but also
Puffy
you know,
Bump and I had a great time.
Yeah, but you see.
Bump was especially mischievous.
I want to shout out to the folks that work there too, because I mean I think they did a great job, and we are the person that was heading the group today for us was Julie. I can't remember what Julie's last name is, but it was really good to be there, and I think we were very helpful today. We did a lot of work today, which was good.
Well, bravo to you two.
I got a
Great
text.
job.
I got
I'm
a
talking
text.
about the whole company.
I got a text from Bump.
It's you two,
Guys, can we?
the leaders of this.
I got a text from Bump.
Right now, is he listening?
Yeah, he couldn't make. He's listening
on
on Sirius. He's listening on Sirius XM. And Bump was working at a soup kitchen this morning. He couldn't make it, so he's doing the toy shift in the afternoon.
Yeah, nice.
That's when I'm also going to be there.
I hope we clarified last week on the pod, because it all happened very quickly. What had happened, that we were doing our podcast, And the tech came running in a panic because we were on Sirius XM over the World Cup broadcast. I mean, I think we sort of laid it out, but I'm not sure if it might have got lost in translation.
Yeah.
We this idiotic podcast.
It was only the semifinal.
Was on
though.
Sirius XM. Our voices were overlapping the play-by-play for the semifinal of the World Cup. It's a classic
First
moment.
half only, though.
Classic moment.
First half.
How's everybody? I had Christmas. We celebrated Christmas kind of already because of the World Juniors because we have to
Of course.
leave on Christmas Day. I mean, we'll have a little Christmas morning, but I went up to the Kingston town to
Nice.
see my mom, and then it was a whirlwind. So we always have 24-hour Griswold Christmases at our house.
Yeah.
So we drive to Kingston. We go to Cheryl's mom's house and her boyfriend, and we take them out for dinner.
Oh, very
a little
nice.
place called something Nuevo, like a Spanish tapas place.
Nice.
It's very funny because Kevin, that's Nana's boyfriend, long time. It's not like
Not a new thing.
not a fling thing. And
Things are getting
but
serious.
Kevin's like, he's one of set in his ways country guy,
Oh, okay.
right? And so he'd never had tapas before.
Oh, did he like it?
Let alone he'd never had Spanish food before.
Oh, boy.
I don't think he's ventured outside of like completely mainstream American food in his lifetime.
Sure.
Okay.
I could see that.
And so he sat down and he looked at the menu and he was like, I could see I was sitting next to him. The panic was setting in.
Yeah.
Kevin's a very simple guy, likes a simple life. He's like, what is this? I don't understand what this stuff is. I can't, Gene, that's Cheryl's mom.
Yeah.
Gene, I can't, what am I going to order here? I can't order anything. I'm like, Kevin, it's going to be okay. We're just going to order a bunch of things and we share them. Like you eat off little plates. Huh? All right. And then by mid-meal, he's like, this is the greatest meal I've ever had. Just bring more tapas. Shoveling it down.
It's great.
He loved it.
We had a good
awesome.
tapas meal in Qatar.
Yes, we did. That was spectacular, especially because it was on the company card, I believe.
It's true.
Do we have to bleep that out?
No.
No.
It was a team bonding.
It was a team bonding experience before the World Cup. Then we went on a pub crawl. So this was the first time my
Did Nana go?
my family. No, we got them home, and my family's all legal now. Gracie's 19.
Oh, nice.
So now the pub
Do your
crawl.
kids pretend that they're not experienced drinkers in front of you guys?
This tastes awful.
Yeah.
No, like they order like professionals. Like there's always
They know what they're
the
doing.
fancy cocktails
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff like this, right? But it was lame because I thought they were gonna kind of go all. It was gonna be like, I was like, let's go all night. Let's hit Stages. Do you know what Stages is?
In Kingston?
Stages is kind of the bar we went to in Kingston when we were like 19.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm like, we're gonna take the family to Stages, dance on the speakers.
That'd be awesome.
But they were kind of like Jared and Darian were kind of done like at midnight. And then Gracie went out with her friends. And I guess I thought about going there, but I said, I'll leave the girl. I don't want to cramp her style.
No,
So the pub crawl ended up being like 2 pubs.
The older siblings, come on.
I'm really lame.
That's disappointing.
But just how you meet interesting people. I don't go to get out much. So we're in the pub and there's some guy sitting at the table. His buddies had already left, so he's finishing off his drink, and we just start chatting it up. And really interesting, eclectic guy. So I start to get his life story, and he is turns out he was the official photographer for the Tragically Hip for the last 15 years.
Oh, my
nice.
God.
Every iconic shot you see of Gord Downey
Really?
was taken by David Bastetto, I believe is his name. And so he's just pulling up his phone, all this, like the favorite shots, like every single one. Like, the one that was on his obituary on the cover of the Globe and Mail, which is my favorite Gord Downey shots from behind. Mm-hmm. It's from, I think, the last concert.
Yeah.
You can see the
Kingston,
crowd,
yeah.
and he's just giving a salute.
Yeah.
David took that shot.
Wow.
So-
Can I tell a quick story about
Yeah.
I was going to tell you this story ages ago, but in this late summer, I had to do a wedding, and the first song, their first dance, was a Tragically Hip song. And of course, as a singer now, there was a time when I was younger, whenever I sang a song by whatever artist it was.
First song of a wedding, like first dance?
I think it was first song.
Was it
So
locked in the trunk of a car?
I'm not going to tell you. But the whole thing is you want to make sure that, as you get older and you get your own voice, you want to make sure you don't intentionally sound like this artist, right?
Right.
But Gord Downey, it's very difficult not to sound like him. So I'm thinking, okay, don't worry, just get ready to sing this song, no problem. And it's like, okay. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Bruce and Carol, their first dance. And it's like, When I left your house this morning.
You can't.
Oh my God! I'm like, I hear this voice coming in my face. I'm like, what am I doing?
Well, don't you remember? Remember Bobby got into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
And you and me, we rewrote
Head by a Century. Yeah.
You guys did a good job on that.
What was fun? I can't remember the lyrics now.
Let's hear it for Bob McKenzie.
Yeah, Lester did the high parts, and yeah, it was.
I can't remember what the lyrics were.
I have to go back and look at it, but I was not trying to not sound like Gord Downey. I was desperately trying to sound like Gord Downey.
But it's just so funny
with
with that particular voice, though. It's hard not to, you know.
So the reason I was late this morning, so I had to drop my daughter Darian off at the airport. I was sharing this news to Puffy before we started airing, and he was making fun of me for still driving my 21-year-old to the airport and treating her like a child, which is actually a problem. Darian's gone off to New York with her boyfriend, first boyfriend trip.
Ever. She'd never done one.
First boyfriend trip.
Wow, that's a big one.
Big one. So I had to have her at the airport at like 5:30. And then I had an appointment in the West End.
One sec. Did you walk them to the gate?
No, I just dropped them off.
Just dropped them?
Told them what to do. Like, she's a veteran. She's got Nexus and everything,
Okay.
right? So
Nexus. I don't even have Nexus.
So I had to see a sports doc out
You're not dating a nothing.
in Oakville.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I might as well just go there now. I'm halfway there. So I just go to Oakville, and now I don't know what to do. Like I just parked on like the main street of Oakville, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I got 3 hours. So you'd think I would go to sleep.
Yeah.
But I'm awake because I've had to drive to the airport and deal with that. So I just walked for like 2 hours on the empty streets of Oakville. I just walked.
It was cold out.
Yeah, and I had my hoodie over my head. It wasn't that cold. It was all right. It was like -2.
Okay.
And but you feel a bit like a creeper.
Oh.
Because some people are out walking their dogs early, like ladies, and they cross the sidewalk away from you.
Well, did you have your hoodie up?
I had my hoodie on my head, yeah. And I'm walking by myself with no dog at 6 o'clock in the morning through like neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So I felt creepy, and but I got a lot of steps in.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
So there was something. There was a point to the story, but I can't remember what it was.
Was the
You stole a
appointment?
lady's purse.
Yeah. I'm wanted for crime.
That's right. No, I can't remember. I don't even remember why I brought that up. Sorry. It's Christmas edition of the podcast, and I was going to tell a wonderful Christmas story.
Did you get everything okay with your sports injury?
I got some issues, but I don't want to share here.
You don't. What is a sharing place?
Oh, I had a thought. I was watching the top 10. You know that blunder by the Patriots on the weekend? That was unbelievable, right?
I had not seen that. I'm so
Still
sorry.
haven't seen it.
I still haven't seen it.
So you know what happened.
I know what
right?
happened. Yeah.
It wasn't as bad. Like
Hold
it was
on.
Just, it was
It
just
is-
a dumb
It's
play.
horrible.
It's
pretty
hilarious.
horrible.
I laugh every time. The best part is when Mac Jones gets stiff armed to the ground.
Yeah.
That part, that's the most rewarding part, but that was the worst play I've ever
The
seen.
best version of it is, did you see with Derek Carr, the ISO cam on him on the
No,
sidelines?
that I have not seen.
Watching it, it's
Did he
great.
hold on, did he start crying?
No, he did not. But he was happy.
Carr does have
But
that,
it's just like he just started sitting there watching it. And he just looks like he starts to get a little concerned because they started to make some progress.
Right.
And then he sees the bass and he's just like, he starts hugging one of the coaches. It was really good.
But I think SportsCenter did a top 10 brain cramps
Okay.
of all time. Like when I saw the play, I thought of J.R. Smith thinking the game was.
They tied.
Tied,
He thought it
and
was.
it was
No, he
one.
thought they were losing by 1 and it was tied.
No, he didn't think they were losing by 1 because he took the ball out. He thought they were ahead.
Yes.
Was it ahead? Oh, I thought they.
Because he was killing time.
Yes.
He went back
Yes.
He got the rebound.
That's
and
him and
went back to
LeBron, right?
center.
And
Yeah.
LeBron just gives him this look like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, and Chris Webber, of course,
Timeout.
taking the
Timeout.
timeout
Yep.
way back when. But I was wondering if you guys had ever done anything in your sporting careers. Had you ever had any epic brain cramps? Because I've had a couple. I did something once where I was running out of bounds in a game where we were losing like by maybe 7 in the fourth quarter, and I thought kind of one of my guys was behind me. So I just tried to do like a really cool flip behind my back as I was running out of bounds. And I went right to the other guy, ran for a touchdown. That was
Oh, no.
there was
So more or
nobody
less
close to
what
me.
the Patriots
but
did.
that is way worse than the Patriots.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's essentially the same. But I think I might have told when Mark Ward was on the Masters, the Cabot pod.
Yeah, you told about him doing
the out of bounds thing.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that is the biggest boneheaded thing. For new listeners, I won't waste a lot of time. We're down by like 5 points in the city championship game at our own 20 with 20 seconds left. Game's essentially over in touch football. You have no real chance. Ward is playing receiver. Brian Arden's our quarterback. Brian just throws up a Hail Mary, basically. All the other receivers went to the other side. And Ward's got 2 guys on his side, and the 2 idiots misjudged the ball, basically, and fell down, and he caught it, and he was all by himself. And I was running down the middle of the field, and I'm watching him run down the sidelines going, why is he so close to the sidelines? So I'm yelling, cut in, cut in, cut in, cut in! He doesn't cut in. The only guy behind him is the ref, who I think he thought was a guy chasing him. Anyway, he stepped out of bounds on the 5-yard line. We had no time left on the clock and lost the city championship.
Oh, my God.
But you all got over it quickly.
Yeah, we don't bring it up every single time we talk to Mark Ward. But there was literally not another human besides the ref within 30 yards of him.
That's a tough one.
Anyway, did you have any boneheaded plays from your?
I was a heady player.
You didn't do anything really dumb in hockey.
I'm just trying to think.
I'm
trying to think if I did anything in hockey or basketball.
Oh, you guys are all so smart. Ain't no clever fools here.
No.
My sports IQ was what I
Very
excelled
high,
at. It was
yeah.
the physical stuff that.
Oh, that you struggled with?
No, I mean.
The only other thing I really regret was another football one, another city championship at Lansdowne Park.
This is starting to sound like a brag more than anything else.
Lot of city
sort of fifth
championships.
time at the city.
This feels like, all my charity work that I showed up 10 minutes before
We were
then.
a bit of a dynasty, okay? I'd been working with the homeless that morning, then went straight to the field, play the game.
As we did every Sunday.
The soup kitchen was later.
No, we were up 30-6 at the half in the windiest football game I've ever played in, straight down Lansdowne Park.
Oh, wow.
And we had choice for the second half. And instead of taking wind in the fourth quarter, I outsmarted myself and said to myself, they're down 30-6. Mm-hmm. If I take the ball, they are not going to want to kick into the wind because it would basically give us great field position. We'll probably get a touchdown with the wind, and the game will be over. And instead, they did kick against the wind, stopped us, basically held the quarter to nothing, and then scored like 25 points to win the game in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
I do get haunted by these things. Do you get haunted by anything that happened in your sports career? Like never losing like a hockey championship or anything? Does anything haunt you? There's a lot of...
You know what? I missed the break. I had a breakaway. I was playing ball hockey back. This is 98. And I remember when the game went into overtime, I had a breakaway and I missed. Like I tried to shoot or something. I should have.
But you still think about it, right?
I mean, if you're asking me to think about it, I think about it. But it's not like it doesn't haunt me.
Well, okay, look, I'm not like lying in bed at night thinking about Mark Ward stepping out of bounds. Well, most nights. I mean.
I do remember one actually, but this was literally a pickup game on like a mini rink.
Okay.
And it was ball hockey, and we pulled our goalie right at the end, and I ran out, and they dumped the ball into our end, and I trapped it against the boards.
Okay.
But the way I trapped it, I basically left myself open that the guy came from behind me and hit my stick and right into our net.
Yeah.
So it looked
that
bad.
one. Yeah, it looked
not
bad,
really your fault, but kind of.
No, and
bad.
we were already losing, so.
I remember one time Scott Higgins, our curling producer, curling and MLS producer, we had a game against one of the other divisions of Bell. I think it was Dome, and we were up quite a bit. But I remember that he was playing defense, and he came around the net, and he went to reverse it, and he hammered it into our own net, beat the goalie clean.
That would
remember that, Scotty?
That's a tough one.
Long-time listener, Scotty. Well, that was like they showed on that list was it Danny Boyle who scored an overtime for San Jose, an own goal against Colorado.
I did that as a goalie in soccer, and I did the kick.
Over the head?
Over your head?
Right
How could you not have thought of that earlier?
No, this one that would probably.
You kicked it over your head into your own net.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I was 7.
That's worse than anyone.
The coaches were not happy.
You should never get
But
over
after that, I never kicked it
That's
again.
embarrassing.
I threw it
It's
out
all
every
coming
time.
back up now.
You threw it. You never refused to kick it.
I refused.
Now,
to
was
kick
it into a wind or just a horrible?
No, it was just like.
So you essentially
I
did
hooked it
a bicycle kick as a
like
goalie,
I put it up
as a
and
keeper.
My foot like kind of hooked. And I just remember the coach being like, That was weird. My dad was working 2 jobs at a time, so the coaches would always drive me to my soccer. I was about 7. And I remember they had like a Trans Am. It was like 2 like biker guys. And like my mom would just tuck me into the back seat. I'd just be like, and they'd drive me off my thing.
Wow.
It was a weird time in my life.
The coaches,
no kidding.
you know,
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
2
sure
strange men
that
taking
coaches.
me.
I'm not sure coaches were vetted
No,
the way,
hell no, they weren't.
the way
Hell
they are
no.
now back
like,
then.
it's a miracle nothing happened.
We had
man.
we had a coach one year hockey for me. His name was Rock,
Yeah.
and he was like rough more than just around the edges.
Wow.
And I can remember being in this. I have a vivid memory of being in the dressing room, and so we were 13, I think.
Yeah.
And sitting in the dressing room, and this guy's, I think he's smoking in the dressing room,
Yeah.
basically. And I can remember him saying, "So, any of you guys get laid yet?" I'm not kidding. 13 years old in the dressing room. Like, what would happen?
Mark Warder's
today
like,
if-
yep.
Wow.
if that guy's
Jimmy's
never had that.
readjusting
That's
his
never
puberty.
happened Oh my God.
No, sir.
It's true. Because I was like that. I'm like, I don't even have those, sir, yet.
Oh my God.
I don't have those urges even.
He's got hair down there.
What do you even mean? I lie down? Is that getting laid? Anyway, so it's Christmas time. Do we have any niceties to say? Stoff, by the way, brought us all cookies.
Yeah, very
Yes,
nice.
I'm actually looking forward
in
to
a
it.
nice
Very
little,
nice.
Please enjoy.
packaging.
Yes, thank
Is that what's-
Nicole? Were you going to say what's her name?
No, I was gonna say, what's the kind of cookie? Like, is that
Shortbread.
called
They look
That's
like
There's
it.
a
shortbread.
couple different
Shortbread.
kinds.
Yeah,
There's
there's a couple.
shortbread.
I'm
There's
Looks like a chocolatey one on the bottom.
Yeah,
I'm
that
looking
one's
forward to
really good.
shortbread.
I think that's called a monster cookie or something.
Yeah.
Nice. Very in the packaging. Very nice.
It's very for the people at home. It's like a little cute little box with like a Merry Christmas sticker on it with a little truck with a tree, and then it's got like you can see through the covering in to see
That's nice.
the delectable little
Very nice.
selection.
It's
of
something
cookies.
that I'd pay like $11 for in the county.
Oh, for sure.
At Nature's
I will,
Emporium,
Billy.
this would be $34.95.
And it says,
But with the
"Have
family
a
discount."
holly
Family discount down to
jolly
$31.20.
It's
Did you answer whether you packaged this yourself?
No.
I helped with the packaging.
Nice.
Very
That's very nice. Is this something you do every year and you give to all your friends,
Yeah.
like friends and loved ones?
Very nice.
You guys made the cut.
Should we do a gift exchange?
Oh, well.
Next year?
Next
Next year?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. Not only did he shame us on the.
Lester and I picked something out for you too.
Hold on, did you
As soon as we were done our charity work,
You
this
stole
morning.
it from the kids.
take it out of the kids' pile?
And here is your Lego.
Puffy would like this.
My Little Pony for you, Stoff.
My pony.
I appreciate the thought.
Yeah.
It's Christmas, 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 Christmas.
Is this your Christmas song this year?
That's one of them.
Celebrate, celebrate,
Oh, I
and
like this
cherish
one.
the ones you love. Yeah. It's Christmas, 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 Christmas time again. Whoa, celebrate,
have time to do charity work,
do
it. Stoff and Puffy won't.
From 9 to 12. Or 11:15.
Or
to 12.
11:45.
That was recorded back in 2014. I wrote that song in 2008, but as you guys know, I have a Christmas song every year.
Yeah, do you have a new one
I
out?
have a new one that's coming out. It's going to be late this year, but it's going to be probably Thursday that I'll put it out.
Oh, nice.
It's
Okay.
called I Got Nothing Left for Christmas.
I got it. Well, if you have it ready by Thursday, could you send it to Stoff and then he'll put a little insert of it?
It's actually a cover of this song.
Yes, you should have.
Nice.
At one point, you should have done that.
Santa's coming down the chimney.
I was
Santa's
actually,
coming for presents with me.
What's the 1984, like the We Are
Feed
Not
the World.
Not the Feed the World.
Yeah, yes.
I was listening to the lyrics the
Band-Aid.
other day. They're so bad in a way. Like they're so like somewhat insulting. Like it's, like the lyrics when you
Why?
listen to the
What?
lyrics.
What do you
that-
mean?
At Christmas time.
Yeah, like it was just
There's no
basically like
need
they
to
got
be
nothing
afraid.
there. Like it was
Isn't
like,
that
it was
the
like,
song we did one year?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
And
Yes,
we
yeah.
banish shade.
And in our world of plenty, we could spend a smile
No,
of
like,
joy.
if you keep going.
Put your
Put your arms around the world, Christmas time.
but say a prayer.
Pray
See?
to the
No, no,
unknown.
no. If
At
you get-
Christmas time, it's hard, but when you're having fun, there's a world outside your window. It's a world that's filled with fear, or something like that. And the Christmas
only water
bells
flowing is
Oh no. There's
the bitter sting of fear.
it's gonna get bad.
Puffy's sitting there waiting for this gotcha
Yeah.
moment.
And the Christmas
It's
bells
like,
that
oh.
ring there are the shining clangs of
Yeah.
doom or something like that. Well, tonight, thank God it's them instead
Then it's the second verse.
Oh, it's the second verse we get.
And it won't be snow in Africa this Christmas time.
They're making fun of them for no snow.
No, man, no.
The greatest
right.
gift
We
they
should-
get this year's life,
Yeah.
where
Cancel the song.
nothing ever grows, nor rain nor river flows.
Do they know?
It's
See? Do they
Christmas
even know?
time at all? Well,
Very
look,
insulting.
I actually think it's a very, very beautiful lyrics.
But don't forget, pray for the other. Was that? Do we already do that
Let's
part?
say a prayer. That's at the beginning.
Oh.
That's
Hold on,
at
we
the
got
very
to find the
beginning.
lyrics. 'Cause I was like listening, going like, oh, it sounds pretty insulting.
You know what? Listen again.
What's wrong with
we,
you?
We, I think we actually on the chat we talked about "We Are the World," right?
Yeah.
And that whole and Jimmy was very kind to send some. I'd never seen that footage. By the way.
Yeah, sorry. We should fill people in. I just came across on TikTok a behind the scenes about a 5, 6, 7 minute thing that I'd never seen before. Basically, of the rehearsal for "We Are the World."
Yeah.
with all the stars in there, and they had a camera.
There was
rolling.
a few people I didn't recognize. who they
Amazing
were.
that we had not that I'd never seen that.
Yeah, I've never
before.
seen that footage before.
But it was really fascinating. One guy kept screwing up his line. Who
Yeah,
was
he
that?
was terrible.
And he didn't sound good at all.
Yeah.
Springsteen just nailed
Oh
it
my
every
God.
time
Oh,
he
so
came in.
good.
Yes.
Stevie Wonder was screwing up his line at first,
Yes,
but
yes.
nailed it by like the
Oh, of
second
course.
time or whatever.
I thought Kenny Rogers was weak early, but then he brought some juice later.
Oh man,
he did.
Well, you notice too when they sang it, they all sang it in the way that was written, but then they all, by the time we recorded it, they all put their thing on
Right.
it. Right,
Like Cyndi Lauper was like almost over the top, but then I'm like, well, that's kind of what she
That's
was
what she
back
is.
then.
Lionel Richie, though, was the man.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he
was,
was
and
the-
Lionel was running the show.
And you
Oh,
can
he
tell
was
he
like,
had the
okay,
best
you got
pipes
this, you got
there.
this,
He
you
was
got
the
this.
man. Yeah, he was putting that together.
he was the man.
You forget how big, like all of those were like the biggest of the.
And
biggest
Michael
of the
Jackson
big.
wasn't there.
Well, but then no, I think they weren't
They-
filming him because by the end he was in it.
He
Was
was
he?
in it, but
Oh, I
I
didn't
don't
see
think
that part.
I don't think they. You know what? You're right. I think
he
they filmed
taped-
him separately.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
it's-
recorded it, but then they filmed. If you
Yeah.
watch that video, he's not in the same room.
Yeah, he
Are you
didn't-
sure not at the end he's not there?
I don't,
I don't think so.
I don't.
He's
think-
not in the big. He's not in the big.
I think he did
thing.
his own thing.
I don't think so. He's too big. He's too big.
Yeah, at that time, and that might have been around when the Pepsi thing happened. Maybe that would have been the problem.
Maybe. No, I don't think so. He had burnt hair. There, he's there in his hair smoking still.
That's why he wasn't in the shot with them.
Did you find the lyrics yet?
Come on, the offensive lyrics.
Look,
Let's go.
I will chew your meat.
I'm telling you, it's
Oh my
offensive.
God.
It's offensive.
Oh, my
Whoever
God.
wrote that should be ashamed. What's it called again?
It only raised gazillions of dollars to
Band-Aid.
be the. Here we
Band-Aid.
go. Okay,
More charity.
Send in the heart, so
Band-Aid.
they know that someone cares.
That's
and
We Are the
lives. Oh, that's not the song we're talking about. Oh, you're talking about the Band-Aid one.
Okay.
Do they know it's Christmas? Sorry.
My God.
Oh my God.
What about Northern Lights? What was that one?
Northern Lights was? Oh my
jeez.
God.
Reading the lyrics, I'm like, I don't think I've been saying
Tears,
the lyrics
tears,
right.
tears are not enough.
Maybe that's the problem, Puffy. Oh,
Maybe
it's not murder them all.
My lyrics have been offensive.
It's your interpretation.
Wow, this is actually quite a lovely song.
I told you.
What
man.
exactly were you hearing?
I don't know what I was, but
Raise a glass for everyone. Spare a thought this Yuletide for the deprived. If the table was turned,
Why are they deprived?
Would you survive?
Who deprived
Here's
them?
to them underneath that burning sun. That's not offensive.
Well,
you got to feel
if you're
guilt.
under that sun.
I must have heard a different version.
What's wrong with
Or
you?
in a different mind state.
Wow, this is a great song.
It's a good thing you didn't go on Twitter. By the way, I think the Band-Aid song was disgraceful.
It's time to cancel. Do they know it's Christmas?
You know,
my
the
God.
internet being the way it is, that would just take off automatically,
Of
and they
course it
would
would.
cancel the song before
Yeah,
anyone would listen
exactly.
to
That's
it.
very
So,
true. That's very true.
Why don't we get to things that I saw on Christmas Twitter?
the Christmas Twitter.
Freaky pigs, strange chicks, world affairs, polar bears, fake news, nice shoes, big boobs, jack dudes. All of these things and more as I sat on the shitter. Things that I saw on Twitter.
Well, the first thing I saw, and this set the internet ablaze, was a 12-year-old running back from Fort Worth, Texas, sorry. And basically, his mother tweeted out a photo of him holding an MVP trophy after the 2022 national championships held in Miami.
Right.
And I mean, I sent you guys
For
the photo. We'll throw it
for
up here.
U12, right?
Yeah, U12, so 12 and under, and Jeremiah Johnson, who sports numerous tattoos as well as one of the greatest mustaches, facial hair combos I've ever seen. And he's a lot larger than the rest of the kids, claiming to be 12 years old.
Apparently he is, right?
Apparently he is. Like, there's no one proving that it's not. A lot of people taking to the internet with this. Like, Tyreek Hill tweeted something like, if that's a 12-year-old, I'm not letting my 12-year-old play.
I don't believe this kid's 12 years old.
He honestly doesn't look 12. Like,
no,
it's not even just the size thing. It's his, like, facial features and everything. It looks like...
Well, how tall is this guy? Because, I mean, the only guy I could think of here is Andre the Giant. And, you know, if we're talking about some type of...
Pituitary gland, probably.
Yeah.
He's not that much.
Well, I don't know if he's
bigger than the other kids,
but he is sizably bigger than.
No,
them
he
as
is.
well.
Yes, he's best.
He is bigger. He's big for a 12-year-old.
Yeah,
But
he's
still,
big for a 12-year-old.
To me, this isn't as crazy as that Andy Reid.
Yeah,
video we always
exactly.
see.
Andy Reid's way bigger than that.
Yeah,
Freakish stuff happens where. So this kid hit puberty at like 11 years old or whatever.
Barrett's 12 now. There's some kids out there that are monsters. Yeah.
But this one was hilarious because the tattoos is another part. At what age did he start getting the tats? Because his whole arm is covered.
Like, come on.
Like his buddies have no problem someone scoring them booze.
Like if you just saw that guy on the street, I would have said 30.
I'd fight
Well,
him.
In the 20s for sure.
20s for sure.
20s for sure.
No question. I wouldn't say 30, but definitely 20s. No question.
Just imagine, though, if you're little prepubescent James Duthie at 12 years old playing linebacker, and this guy's the running back.
Well, it's no
way.
different than when Zion was playing basketball.
Yeah.
And he was like just
now
dunking on these little guys.
If this kid was on your team, Jimmy, what do you think his answer to who got laid this weekend?
I think we know the answer.
Coach.
I think we know the answer to that one.
No kidding. There's a thing on I think it's on TikTok or Instagram, but it's The Rock and Kevin Hart are on the Ellen Show, and The Rock shows this picture of him at 17, and then they show Kevin Hart at 17. It looks like he's a little doll.
It's true.
What else you got?
All right, we got a Messi breaking a record, not just not just capturing the one title he hadn't had, but he set a record now on Instagram for the most likes ever.
Wow.
With 61.1 million likes. So he beat out a picture of an egg that was before the most liked photo on Instagram.
Like, is that like the egg picture that like the?
It's just a picture of an egg someone put up trying to get the most likes ever.
Oh,
and it
I kind of remember that.
Steamrolled from that, yeah.
Wow.
So this has 4 more million likes than that even. So yeah.
Is it just him with the trophy?
Yeah, it's the one he posted on his.
It's just the fact that he posted it, right?
Yeah. It's that, and I mean, I guess, one of the greatest soccer players of all time, for sure.
So Puffy and I were getting into this the other day about Puffy believes this was the greatest sporting event of all time.
that will ever happen on the planet of Earth.
It's funny because, like, while watching it, it was great. I was on the edge of my seat, but I never felt that. But once people started saying it afterwards, just knowing soccer, know how many, you've seen some disappointing finals in a lot of sporting events. Just this being the final, it was the best 2 teams at the tournament. It was back and forth. It looked like it was over a few times. It wasn't. The 2 top players on each team just rose their game to such a level. Like, to Puff's point, like, I don't know what to pick that would rival that.
And also where the whole world cared.
Yes.
In the most popular sport in the world, likely. The only one little thing I'll say is the first 60 minutes.
First 75 minutes.
Yeah, the first 60, 75 minutes, it honestly looked like France had the plague.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't run or anything. And until Mbappe literally threw them on his back, and that 75th minute or whenever he scored it on, that's the most incredible.
But that's what makes
ever.
it great, though, right?
I know, but I'm just saying the entire event from beginning to end maybe wasn't like that, but how much in a 2-hour span of playing, how much?
I mean, France rose from the dead. Let's face it. That was unbelievable, and that's part of the story, right? And then as you say, you think like I honestly thought France was going to score again in regulation time and win the damn game.
That was one of the best saves ever made.
Yes, absolutely. To score there. So then it goes to extra time, and you don't have anything in the first half. Then. Maybe a little bit of a controversial goal at one point there with Messi scoring that second goal.
No.
Well, it looked like there was an offside in the build-up
at one point.
But they could have made the argument that at that point he wasn't part of the play, but he was part of the play in the end. So it was a little tricky. I didn't love it.
Well,
No, they showed the actual thing.
No. They froze the pass right before. It's the pass in the build-up.
Yeah, but he
He's
wasn't. He
offline.
wasn't involved in the play then. So I didn't hear. I didn't hear any.
benefits from it.
I did
Yeah.
not hear one. Sorry, no offense. Like soccer expert thinking that was offside. Not one anywhere.
There was a lot of discussion on the internet when it happened.
Oh, 100%.
By the end of the game, James, there's so many things
Yeah.
went on from there. It was a minute thing, but
By the way,
They
I
look
felt
off.
exactly the same way you did. Like as I was watching the game, I'm going, "Wow, this is a crazy game." But I never in my head said this
Didn't
is the greatest
dawn on
game
you,
I've
yeah.
ever seen. But Puffy makes a valid argument that it's the greatest World Cup final ever, and there's no stage that compares to the World Cup final in anything. But I still,
the Gold Bar League.
except the Gold Bar League, the finale of the Gold Bar League with Aaron Korolnik taking on Chewy Louie. But I can never still. I'm not going to call it the greatest game ever because I've seen. Puffy's argument is, well, you can't compare a Super Bowl or a Grey Cup or a hockey gold medal game because it's not the same world stage, which he's right. If you're going to take it from a worldwide event, but I'm not going to call it like the greatest game I've ever seen because I've seen greater games in multiple sports. But what Puffy's saying is...
So, for example, what would be one?
Well, okay, again, I'm taking the context away of...
You're saying the competition itself within the game, not what
like
people
say,
care about.
for instance, that regular season NFL game 2 or 3 years ago, KC and the Rams. There was like 56 to 54
Yeah, it was a
from the
primetime
very
game,
beginning
yeah.
of the game. It was ludicrous. Again, it's just a regular season game. It doesn't qualify anything like that. But it was, that's an incredible game. There's been baseball games like that. There's been, there's been hockey games like that.
Well,
but what to Puffy's point, this will probably be the. In the worldwide scope, I don't think there's anything else to compare it to.
And
right?
nothing can top it.
No,
You'll never top it.
And to that end, that's why I'm announcing today that I'm no longer watching soccer because it's not going to get any better than that game.
Yeah.
No, you're probably right.
I'll say this. I mean, I've been here 27 years. That is the greatest soccer game I've ever seen.
The other thing is the entire tournament was whack,
It was a great tournament.
right? Like there was tons of upsets in group play. There were so
But
many.
still
it
good
was-
later games, too.
It was just the most even. It wasn't in previous years where there was an upset and it was just so out of left field. Like teams that upset it, you could say they earned it on the field.
Yeah.
It wasn't just someone parked the bus for the entire game and got lucky.
Yeah.
I think the field of play has gotten to a point where those bottom teams in the groups now aren't complete walkovers. And, we've had 32 teams at a World Cup since 2002, I guess. So
I'm going
That's why
to
they've
caught up.
expanded to make sure there'll be some walkovers.
early.
You know
Yeah,
that they're talking about changing the format going forward.
Yeah.
Because of this group stage was so good, they want 4-team groups again.
Right. Yeah.
So it's
I-
looking like it's going to be 4
I hope they do that.
Same here.
I will say this. I have a feeling because of what you guys just said that this next World Cup, unfortunately, which is in North America and in Canada, is probably going to be it'll probably be a disappointment.
Well, there'll be more games.
sure.
Watered
It'll be
down
watered
field
down,
with
yeah.
48
Yeah.
teams, so there'll be more
Sure.
crappy
But that
games.
would have happened no matter what.
We're likely to get, we're not likely to get a repeat of that drama. There'll be some dramatic games, but to have that many, and you'll probably get a final that ends 2-0 or whatever for, whatever it may be, Brazil over somebody.
Have they
So-
decided what the final is? Is it Jerry's World?
Oh, I'm not sure. It's definitely in the States.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have any
I want
knockout
to say
games here.
L.A., the new stadium in L.A.
LA,
maybe?
maybe?
SoFi.
All the big ones are in the States. But if they change it if they go back to 4s, then we're going to, so how can they do that?
It'll be just like when we had the 24 Team World Cup. They would make 2 different 24 team tournaments, and the winners would meet at the end. So you would have 12 groups of 4.
So you have
And
12.
then you would have the top 2 advance from each, and then the best,
But that
I
led
guess,
that.
6 third places.
Oh, so you
go
get
on.
you get third
And
places
you
in
would
there
have
to
some
get to.
teams in the knockout stage playing. It'd be possible to play another team you had in your
So
group already.
you're going to have teams just getting in on goal differential or whatever.
Canada would have a very
as
good shot.
as what we call wild cards here, I guess, right? Like,
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Anyway, I'll sort that out. But I'm pretty sure that Canada's going to be playing in Vancouver.
Oh, yeah?
Is the
Is
deal?
that breaking news?
No, I don't think so. I don't even think it's been announced yet. But you can't play it. But BMO's going to be, no offense to everyone in Toronto, the worst stadium in the World Cup. Right? They're expanding it to 40,000. But it's it's not going to look like
It's not even
tongue.
the,
it's not going
for
to look
me. It's
like
not the
Qatar.
stadium itself; it's where it is. It's
Embarrassing.
It's a to get to. It's like, as someone who likes going to TFC games, it's terrible.
It's probably the worst place to get to in Toronto.
Yeah, seriously.
and get out of. But Vancouver Stadium, is a 60,000 seat stadium that'll
rock.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can put Canada in like a temp 40,000 stadium that BMO's going to be in.
That's a mistake.
That's just the thought. Continue.
Alrighty, well, that was
a tangent.
Riveting soccer talk. Yeah. I'm excited here. I'm excited, and also this next story is very exciting. I found this one on Reddit, and this was under the topic was, what is the most disturbing fetish someone had? And so there's a bunch of different stuff here, but this is one historical one that I came across that I found very interesting. There was a judge in England called Rainer Goddard who used to ejaculate involuntarily when he sentenced someone to death. He became a judge in 1932, and his clerk was on record saying that a spare pair of trousers were brought into the courtroom when he was passing a death sentence.
Wow.
Now, how messed up is that? Why are you so excited to send someone to their death?
Why are you finding that on Reddit?
It's there.
What are you searching?
Yeah.
No, I'm not searching anything. It comes up. There's a thread called Ask Reddit, and you just get random ones.
And how did this judge let this get out?
Well, so it says here that I looked into this. So basically, it was his law clerk that after he passed away, basically said this about him. Now, is there an axe to grind here? I was going to say, maybe he was just a dick towards this law clerk.
But how many people did he sentence to death for his own pleasure?
A lot, I'm sure. So the funny thing is, I looked into this, and on Wikipedia, I never knew this, but they have actual behind the scenes. There's chats and discussions you can look at when they're trying to validate something.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know that.
So they were all talking about do we know if this is valid? There's only one source for this. Blah 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 blah.
So you wait. If I was to put Puff on Wikipedia and declare that he does 20 hours a week of charity work, there's a discussion behind the scenes of whether this is valid or not.
Because for whatever you post, someone can flag it, I guess, and then if it's
no one would flag that, it would be
I think
realistic.
it would just live forever in infamy on the internet.
Mr. Berkowitz.
If you,
I'm not against that being put out there.
If you have a Wikipedia page, it will say a guy who alleges that the Band-Aid song is inappropriate.
I stand by that statement.
It's pure filth.
Mr. Berkowitz, you have been unlawfully and criminally sinful, and you have killed many people. I therefore sentence you to life imprisonment and then death. Oh, no.
Now, also, so anyway, in that discussion, someone was making the point that at his age, that for it to happen involuntarily was very unlikely. Hence, he was doing something underneath the bed.
Oh.
Well, if this is true, he's a sociopath. He's no different than Jeffrey Dahmer, who's
probably the last person that should be a judge.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's something. And one other post under this topic, someone wrote, "My mom knew a guy in college who got off on having grapefruit thrown at him, whole uncut." Full grapefruit.
Hey, hold on. Melon. Eat it alone or leave it alone.
Well, this guy couldn't leave it alone, apparently.
Definitely not.
She also said she knew someone who got turned on by getting pushed down a flight of stairs.
Wow.
Not really disturbing, but still bizarre. And so I looked into this, and that's an actual condition. It's called climacophilia. Is a rare sexual paraphilia or fetish in which the subject experiences erotic gratification when falling down the stairs.
Wow.
That's a tough one.
How do you find this out about yourself?
The only thing, and we share a lot on this pod, and this is not, I don't think, uncommon, because I think Mike Myers talked about it in Wayne's World, is climbing the rope in gym class.
Oh, okay.
I found that erotic.
You did?
I believe that is my first memory
my God.
Feeling something down there.
The rope burn?
See, I always thought that was more for the ladies.
No, that's it. I mean, that might.
I've heard girls talk about that.
The friction? Oh, my God.
Not usually the fellas.
It was definitely a guy thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's in Wayne's. I think it's in Wayne's World. Mike Myers talks about climbing the rope in gym class.
That makes it a fact.
And
yes, of course.
no, but whenever I heard that line,
Yeah.
whenever it was first uttered, maybe it's a different movie. It's Mike Myers, so somewhere along the way, I was like, oh my God, I wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
because I would get in there, grade 6, 7, and I would be on that rope in a heartbeat.
And they wouldn't be able to pull you off.
Jamie, get down there. You come down that rope right now.
Class has been over for 15 minutes. You're supposed to be in math. Just a second, Mr. Mozion. Just enjoying enjoying the view up here. So you guys never first of all, did you ever climb the rope?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Everybody climbed the rope.
Yeah,
you guys had the rope, right?
Yeah, for
and you
sure.
never felt it.
No.
Never, not that it was something that I
don't think I felt it during a random activity like that.
Any listeners who climb the rope of our age group, for the young listeners, I doubt they have the rope anymore. It's probably not safe.
Yeah.
Because we had ropes dangling from the ceiling.
That is true.
That they would have to climb. We would climb quite high.
But Jimmy, now they have stairs, and some people like getting thrown
pushed
down.
The worst one I heard of someone who used to work at TSN. He got off.
Could you mouth the name right now to us?
Kicked in the nuts.
He got
like watching people get kicked in the nuts. And then also getting kicked in the nuts. That was really, and I was like, that's a tough one.
Wow. Really? But hold on. And then after you want to use that area?
I guess. Yeah, that was his thing.
Oh. Ah, jeez, we miss Bob McKenzie around here.
Bob, I swear it wasn't me. He made me say it. That was
I don't know who you're talking about.
I don't know if you would know him. It was one of the old school guys.
And he admitted this?
Well, yeah. Well, he kind of got caught.
What? What do you mean got caught?
We might have to take this out because he was watching it at work.
Watching guys getting kicked in the nuts.
And somebody was like, "What are you watching?"
On videos?
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, it's my thing."
He had a Ron Burgundy thing going on.
I admit it.
Like you could wear his pants down?
No.
He couldn't play this off as just like these are funny videos?
No,
hey, guys, this is hilarious.
No, he's like, yeah, no, this really turns me on.
Oh, my God.
See, that was honesty was his first mistake.
Yeah, we're like, okay.
It's not a thing to share.
Yeah.
We got to get going soon. What else you got?
Well, Elon has put up a poll on Twitter asking if he should step down, and he said he would abide by the...
Why don't we do our own poll if we should never mention Elon again on this friggin' podcast? And I wasn't taking away from your...
How was the numbers on that poll, though? It was like 43% were like, he should stay. Like, who's when
I first saw it and when I first voted, he should stay was winning.
How?
It lost in the end 57.5 to 43.5, but yeah.
But then
bots, I'm sure.
He's got people saying that it's the bots, the left wing has all the bots, so you should do a poll that's only the blue check marks, meaning the people who pay for the blue check marks now. Which
are you a blue check mark still?
I told you last week I have a gold check mark. I'm a business.
His check marks are all over the place.
But obviously the people paying for the check marks are essentially Elon fans now.
Yeah.
If they do that, then if he redoes the poll, then that's just stupid. Anyway, let's move on. The Elon ban is on. It's for 2023.
Done.
I'm in. On.
All right, gentlemen, let us move on to listener mail.
Oh, nice.
Listener mail.
Listener mail. Thank you for listening.
And in listener mail, we have.
Next week, will we get listener mails on all their own fetishes?
Oh, yeah. Please do send in your.
This is not the Christmas episode I was hoping for.
Definitely not.
It is Mary. And Maisie Mew writes in regarding our ketchup discussion. When I lived in Florida, I kept all my food in the fridge. Also, ketchup sucks. So.
What?
Psychopath.
I mean, ketchup sucks. Ketchup's the best.
I'm not a big ketchup fan.
Her food.
All there.
You're not going to say it sucks, though.
Maisie May?
Big
Maisie Mew?
You'd have to have like 9 fridges.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if all your food,
you have
pasta and
pantry
stuff.
and
yikes.
Canned goods.
Maybe she has a walk-in fridge. Baller style.
Could be.
That'd be pretty good.
That's actually something you should invent.
But
do rich people have that, a walk-in fridge?
Yes, they do, James.
I think so.
And you, as a rich person, should
you're
also.
lacking. You're lacking, buddy.
Wow.
Definitely not in that
Get
category.
a whole wing that's a fridge.
I give most of my money to charity.
That is where you spend most of your time. We have a Jerry Player who tweeted in, not to be confused with Gary Player. Jerry Player says, finish listening to the pod.
Is that Dirty Gary Player? Because that's a Bob Weeks character.
Or it sounds like O-Dog doing
this is more
Jerry.
like O-Dog Jerry combo. Finished listening to the pod and the next day came across this beer at LCBO sounds classier for Jimmy, and it's a can of Refined Fool.
Refined fool.
Oh, yeah.
Which I like that instead of clever fool.
Yeah.
Refined fool. That's you. You're a refined fool.
Yeah, I think
see
that's.
that.
Is that more of a compliment than clever
Yeah,
fool?
for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Let us hope so. Let's see here. Matt Chirico wrote us a message on Instagram, and he's offering up his services when you're at the World Juniors. Boys, when you're in town for the World Juniors, if you need any recommendations on restaurants.
Singular.
Yeah. No Puffy.
Sorry, Puffy. Restaurants, bars, and where to do all the things that would have gotten you arrested in Qatar, I got you. I'll be around the rink every day working on the communications, media relations team for the journey.
Oh.
You'll love Halifax, I promise. So, Jimmy.
I think, Jimmy, you got to go out with him for like 3 days.
3 days in a row?
Yeah.
Matt Chirico, and also
and then report
friend,
back.
Our friend Sean is going to be heading down to meet you there.
Sean Morrison?
Sean Morrison, who is
Amazing.
who is still re-listening, and as he is,
What episode is he
he
on?
is on episode 25 of season 3.
Oh, Jesus,
wow.
he's got a long way to
And
go.
you know, one of my favorite things is he'll bring up something I have no recollection of. And he'll say, you guys brought up the Mile High Club being turned into a business venture.
We did?
I know. I'm
I
like,
do
when did
remember
we
this.
do that? But he says, check out Love Cloud Vegas.
Wow.
Oh, so maybe we were talking at the time about like getting our own plane and just flying up people to
Yes.
Have
paying
sex.
to have
Yes,
sex
I
in
remember.
the airplane at the same.
At least that's what we'll say.
Would
we said
that
back
would
then.
would you be willing to do that if you had your pilot license?
Would I be willing
Like
to have
be the pilot?
like
do
are a
that?
bunch of people having sex like a sex club
No,
in the
like
back?
a couple, just
Well, if
couples.
there's clients change, you
threesome
can't
at the
judge.
most. Threesome.
Threesome at the most.
Wow.
Yeah, there's weight restrictions.
Would I be willing to do it if I had my pilot's license?
Yeah.
It was a profitable business. I have no problem with that.
How much would you charge?
$2,000.
Well, let's
gotta
see.
cover
The average plane ticket these days is like $500 to $1,000. So to make love on my plane
Yeah.
for a couple,
Yeah, it's probably only like what, a
5,000.
45-minute John
Fuel
upstairs.
charge, though.
$5,000 to make love on my plane.
Oh, you're not going to get enough business.
Yes, you are. People
No,
are.
it's got to be like a $300.
Well, isn't the whole point of the Mile High Club is the the fact that other people are on the plane and it's the illicit activity
Yeah,
of
well,
the
the pilot,
bathroom
the pilot's there.
in the pod.
Well, so on this
I want
website,
to make love in my pod.
So hold on. So you would say you
Love
wouldn't
Club.
include it? You wouldn't include that? You wouldn't say you were in the Mile High Club unless you were in a passenger jet?
No, because I guess all the rock stars would do it on a private
private
jet,
jet,
right?
yeah,
Which
of
wouldn't
course.
be as big a thing.
It'd be still fun.
what about in your pod, Jimmy?
In my
Is
pod,
it even possible in the pod? It almost seems like it'd be harder in the pod.
You have to spoon.
it's tough in the pod because even though you can lie down in the pod, it's a very confined area.
It would be more
It'd
obvious.
be challenging.
I don't know how
I think we probably talked about that podcast. I don't think I would join the Mile High Club in like one of those bathrooms.
Well,
'cause
no,
it'd
you
just
have to
be
fly
too-
the plane.
Be too
That's the
disgusting to me. It wouldn't be worth it to be in the Mile High Club to be in one of those disgusting bathrooms.
Yeah, your best case
See,
would
cleanliness beats the thrill out
be last
for me.
row of the 3-seater planes with the things go up.
Last row of the 3-seater
You know,
plane.
you got like 3 seats side by side.
Where
In
where the
back, in
things go up.
economy
Oh, at
where
the
we
back of
sit.
the plane.
Yeah.
Right, when they turn the lights down on an overnight.
How would you
Yeah.
know what economy was?
We're the normals. So.
Yeah, we're the.
I've never been back there.
No, it's
There's
amazing.
people back there.
I thought you all worked on the plane.
I don't go beyond the curtain. Is that it?
That is it.
That is it.
Well,
Merry Christmas.
I want to say again, thank you to everyone for listening to us. We know it was a difficult year because we had the little sponsorship snafu thing, and then we
Well,
were
that's
a little,
almost worked out.
We were slow.
Tanya asked me. She asked me the other day. She's like, "You getting paid for this podcast still?" I'm like,
There's free cookies.
The legal dispute's
cookies.
still on right now. But we still want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. We know we were a little bit off this fall as far as times.
"Yeah."
I make no promises for 2023. but
But season 10 is on the way.
Hold on, are we doing
so
season
is
10?
this the season 9 finale?
Oh, it's got to
Well,
be.
you're not going to record yourself in the hotel room at the World Junior?
By myself? Should I try to do
I
my
think that's
own
the
pod?
podcast.
You should.
That's
you
the
should
podcast
do a
people
pod
want.
and just have on.
Pretend you're there?
And you end the season that
I
way.
would get
Season
Bobby
9.
to do it, but he won't do it anymore because Bobby does nothing anymore that's not in his contract.
What about
Just don't tell him
O-Dog,
you're
you get
recording.
O-Dog.
what about Mike Johnson? Would he be out there?
No, he'll be too busy. Cheryl Pounder.
They'll all be pretty busy. Everyone's going to be busy.
Sean
You know
Morrison.
who won't be busy?
Sean Morrison and me. And who was the third guy?
Matt Chirico.
Matt Chirico. Hey, everybody,
busy.
welcome
He's gonna be
welcome to
doing
season 10
communications.
with our cast, Sean Morrison, Matt Chirico, and James Duffy here in room 1201 of the Halifax Marriott. Maybe I'll try to come up with something.
Do something.
Maybe some sort of
Season
World Junior
finale.
podcast. The season finale from the World Juniors. If not, but when we are together next, it will be season 10 of the podcast with a whole load of new sponsors.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, we might be a little while, though. We're traveling a lot.
Merry
in
Christmas,
January.
everyone. In all sincerity, we love you all very much. I hope you have a wonderful time. You get to spend time with families. Don't forget to do the charity work that Lester and I do so much of. And don't forget when you listen to Do They Know It's Christmas Time? It's a horrific, disgraceful song.
Disgusting.
Goodbye, everyone.
Hey, how are you? I got a question that I really wanna ask you. Wait, don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? I know it's a little strange, my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? This is the part they call the bridge. A bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like a dunk tank at the fair?
Do you like the dunk tank?
At the fair,
The dunk tank, the dunk tank.
at the fair. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? No, seriously. Are you wearing your rubber boots? Don't hang up, please. Somebody. Hey? Hey? Anyone?